Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yo, I'm very small on screen, I know that, but it's so you can embrace and enjoy the visuals we have before us today. We're talking attraction body language, we're talking body language in general, we're even going to talk about running a little bit of game and whatnot. Let's break this down, yeah? So the title of this video is 50 More Strangers Swipe on Each Other. It's like season 3 apparently. They must be making a couple of quid off of doing this if we're on season 3. I don't know how many episodes we got a season, but yeah, shout out to who cares, man? I'm not shouting out no one. If you want to join the Patreon, you'll see the full like sort of more in-depth variation of this video. But before you do sign up to that Patreon, let's see if you learn anything from this. Okay, I'm gonna do this on a regular basis as long as I don't get stricken down by the copyright gods. This is fair use, but in the past I've had a little bit of an issue with stuff like this. But with that being said, what happens is two people meet up in the middle, they look at each other, and then we just assess whether they are attracted or repulsed to each other, and they will let you know that as well. But of course there's so many different factors, such as the societal pressure being recorded, and you know, casted judgment and game plans, and you don't know these people's stories. It's beyond just an option at that particular moment in time. There's so much depth to this that you need to consider, because this is how we are going to start assessing the people in our lives, by paying attention. So anyway, let's jump in. Yeah, I don't know this video, I'm not seeing this video.
What's up, you guys? I'm Nut, and welcome back.
Right, so hold on. Let's just break down as much as I can do. Yeah, like I said, we'll have a look at the full video or as much as we can do on the Patreon. For right now, we're just gonna teach you some game. Yeah, this is about non-verbal communication. First and foremost, this is the opening shot. Look at my man, open body language. Yeah. Open body language, exposed palms. He's putting on the impression that I am the boss here. I am open, I'm confident, I'm comfortable. I'm not concealing my ventral section. We've got closed body language and we've got open body language. The open palms exposes that he's not holding any weaponry. He is your friend, right? I am your friend. Now, if I wanted to amplify this expression of positivity and welcoming more positive engagement, what I would do is actually unbutton the suit jacket, so more of his ventral side, i.e. his torso, was exposed. That's to show he's fearless. He's not threatened by no one because he's exposing his internal organs. It's an animalistic, primitive way of being, right? So let's continue on. Let's see what... I mean, we're already 0 seconds in and we're chatting game. Come on.
What's up, you guys? I'm Nut, and welcome back to Swipe or Swap.
So what he says is, I'm Nut, and as he does that, he claps his hands together to emphasize that I am me. I'm your host. I'm the man. And then he points towards you, and you need to clock into this when you're paying attention to your general communications day in, day out. Sometimes people will be talking, and then when they reference something, they'll point at you as they say something unconsciously, and you'll think, why did you just point at me? Were you talking about me then? Were you referencing towards me? Because they consciously didn't want to do so, but they've pointed out who they were discussing, right?
What's up, you guys?
Watch.
I'm Nut.
I'm Nut. Bang.
And welcome back.
And welcome back. Speaking to you, pointing to you. Direct.
To Swipe or Swap.
Swipe
you
or
guys
swap.
have been hounding us in the comments.
Now, when somebody makes a bold statement like that, you guys have been hounding us in the comments. Let's say I'm listening to an audiobook, but there's visuals. If I've got the time, or if it's something it's worthwhile me questioning, when somebody says with the audacity, you have been hounding us in the comments, I'm going to look at how he says that and read his body language. Let's have a look at that.
Back to Swipe or Swap. You guys have been hounding us in the comments.
So look at his head. This is exactly why I do this, because I feel the amplification of the vocal, or there's an air of non-congruence I feel from the energy in association to the words he says. Watch his head. And actually, I'm just going to go back a little further so I can see what frame rate you're
What's
seeing
up, you guys?
this in.
I'm Nut, and welcome back to Swipe or Swap. You guys have been hounding us in the comments.
So watch his head. You guys have been hounding us in the comments, and I'm going to see if I can sort this frame rate out. I know it's not great at the moment, people, but you can still pay attention. I'm watching alongside you. Watch his head say no as he says that. This is important. This is game. We're 8 seconds in and I'm breaking this down to you each and every second, right? He says, you guys are being hounding us in the comments. And shakes his head no as he says that. Watch.
What's up, you guys?
Why?
I'm Nut.
Are we not
and
really
welcome
hounding him?
back to Swipe or Swap. You guys have been hounding us in the comments.
Shakes his head. No. Probably because we've probably manufactured some of these comments, or at least I'm thinking so, because I'm reading the real language of his nonverbal, or, you know, this is 0.0% of the comments. You get me? Guys, like this comment if you want. A new episode of 50 Singles, says one of the comments, which sounds like one of the producers of the show manufacturing that, right? We need another 50 Singles swipe. Look at this. We are trying to socially engineer a momentum with this, right? You can't run game on me, man. Come on.
It's been kind of a lot. The vibes in the office have been tense, but we made it happen. 25 single women and 25 single men swiping yes or no on each other at the same time, starting now.
Let's go. 50 people swiping. Let's go. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to slow this down for you. Let's watch this in slow motion. It might help a little bit more with the frame rate you're seeing. And, you know, why the hell not, man? We're going to break this down. 50 people swiping. Dual swiping, round one. Is these the two who are looking? Right, okay. These two are looking at each other. Let's go. Right, let's break down the game. Okay, he's off to a good start. He's taller than her, substantially. They're both open. Arguably, they're mirroring each other to some degree, which is good. Direct, face-to-face, head. Pay attention and acknowledge the fact that they are under pressure. There will be camera people and crew and possibly other competitors in the nearby space. So don't just take this as an organic interaction, because it's not. And they will want to put that, well, at least the women will want to put their best foot forward and not come across as, you know, horrible. Look at the movement. Look at the movement. There's a difference in movement. So my man's moving. My man's moving. He's full of energy. That's nervous energy releasing. Her, on the other hand, she's a little more slow. Moving. Pay attention. It could be the vice versa. She could have what we would perceive as happy feet, right? What we would call happy feet. It's this guy, on the other hand. Watch. He's shaking, he's moving. I'm just paying attention to these smiles here. Have a look at her smile, yeah? Have a look at her smile. Look at that. It looks a little more so like a grimace, don't you think? This is why you need to pay attention. Look at the turn on the corners of her smile. You know a smile is a C shape, right? Her smile at the edge, look! She's actually grimacing, disguised as a smile. And because of that, I know she's going to say no. She's going to say no. If this is the split moment, first impression, and this is all based on first impressions, she's going to say no. She's going to say no. Him, on the other hand, it's up for debate. I'm kind of going to break down the game a little more so on the women, because men will just say, yeah, you know what I mean, when it comes to it from time to time. But let's find out. He breaks eye contact and looks down momentarily in submission. Let's break this down. 30 seconds in, come on. Moment by moment, this is what you need to be paying attention to. Look at him, he's looking dead on. She's looking dead on. Watch his eye. He will break eye contact and look down in submission. Boom. Momentary micro gesture. I'm going to go back to my video, make sure you can see that. Hold on. Can you see that? You definitely saw that. It looked like just a little twitch of the eye, but he looked down. If you're going to break eye contact, side to side is the best. Up sort of comes with an air of feeling better than the other person, putting yourself above and beyond. When you walk down the street and somebody walks towards you and she breaks her eye contact upwards, she's saying, I'm out of bounds. I'm out of bounds. Don't go looking at me. But when she breaks side to side, it's neutral. In conversation, in business, in friendship, it's the way you should do it. Looking down, you're submitting. He's submitting to her. As a man, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be. It should be the vice versa. Watch. I'm going to pay attention to her as he does it. He looks, and then she does that. She starts to move. Okay. So they put their hands together, and they're going to fly it in a particular way to show as to whether they're, in interest with each other. So he submitted to her. I think he caught on to the fact he did that, to be honest with you, because he acted more so. Watch. Looks down. Talks a little. Looks down again. His eyes move to the side, so he's probably heard somebody say, get ready, as he prepares. She's definitely saying no. She's saying no. Right. Boom. He's first one to move. He's first one to move. She was expecting him to maybe say yes, because she's held on for a moment as if to say, I'm sorry, not knowing that he was going to do it as well. He's got his game plan sorted. He might have already clocked on that she might not have been interested. He's running off. He's first off. He's running off. Watch her hands as she leaves. Watch this. Her palms will connect to her thighs. Watch this. Boom. Straight away. Oh, actually, I was wrong. I thought there was a self-touch behaviour there. I was wrong. All right. There's a slight tap. I'm not going to talk on that with much depth. But we will do when we see that manifest. They walk off. Right, let's keep moving. Next two people. Good height difference once again. Not a problem. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, people. This is a particular generation, so it's completely fine to look fresh, to look fly per se and all this and that. But you look at this man's attire. Do you perceive this guy as a boy? Or do you see him as a man? He dressed like a teenage boy, man. And I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings in saying that, but we're talking game all around. Yo, this guy's not pimping. Let's be real. Her, on the other hand, I mean, she can dress whatever she wants. Ball is in our court. You know what I mean? These women can dress however, whichever way they want. These men don't care. So let's have a look. They're walking towards each other. She looks down. Right, good. Let's see if he's looking at her as she looks down. And that's the reason why. Is the good eye contact moving up? He's looking at her. They both look down at the same time. Watch. They both dip their head at the same time. Let's see if I can catch this. Boom. She looks down. Oh, I keep missing it. Let's see if I can catch that. Because I got something to talk about when it comes to this, right? Look. Now you would think, well, they're both being submissive. Isn't this odd? To an extent. But they are in tune. Look at their bodies right now. I know you... Let me see if I can move my... Oh, shit. Hold on. Look. You could say they were mirrored. Well, I guess the arms aren't mirrored, but the nod of the head is mirrored, right? The legs, I know they are walking towards each other, so it's quite natural, but their stride is mirrored. And this isn't a bad thing. To be a reflection of the woman before you and the vice versa actually creates good rapport, and it's not a bad thing. But let's see how this goes. Let's go, yeah? She looks back up, right? She's holding her hands. This style with the shirt isn't optimal as far as dating is concerned. Now, I've got a lot to talk about just with this screen. So first and foremost, she's shielding. When we talked about exposing your ventral side, exposing your torso, and that being a showcase of confidence, we've seen that this isn't that case. It's a display of discomfort, and maybe that's down to the way she is wearing her shirt. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that she's going to naturally feel discomfort in her communications because her body language is going to tell her brain to feel that way, right? And that might be manufactured by the way she's actually wearing her clothing. Her shirt might actually need her in that position to ensure it doesn't fall off of her. If you were talking to a girl like this and the weather was appropriate for her to dress like this and she pulled the shirt sleeves up to cover herself during the conversation, it could be significant of her concealing herself and covering herself up and escaping and fleeing from you or the idea you've put before her and so forth. So it's an interesting way to wear clothes. It's not a bad way. If you're going to wear a shirt, to have it more or less stripped off your body isn't a bad thing. So she's looking at him. She's smiling. This is a polite smile because she's not smiling with teeth. She's not smiling with the eyes. Once again, you have to pay attention, and you're going to see these with women, right? They're going to smile in order to be polite to appease a man because they know if they annoy that man, they don't know who they're annoying. This guy could be an absolute psychopath, and given that he is a monstrous man in comparison to her as the fairer sex, he could physically harm her. So they have to put on a little bit more of a personable demeanor. Look at her lips. Pay attention. At first glance, you can see it as a smile. When you look closer, you see a tight-lipped, verging on downwards curvature. Take a moment and look at her face properly. Look at her face properly. This is the game. Pay attention to her face. Does it look like a smile anymore? The more you look at her facial expression, does it still look like a smile? Judging on this image alone, I'm saying no. She's saying no. First glance, first impressions, no. No. She's not sitting down at a table, getting to know his personality, getting to know what he is, who he is, where he's going. It's a no. It's a no from her. He moves in. He brings his hands inwards. He could stay open, but he's choosing to close up. Maybe he's mirroring her. He clasps his hands. It's not a great thing. He will be clasping in due time in order to create the arrow that is necessary for this program. But with that being said, he's too early in the game, right? He's looking down his nose. He looks like a potted. He looks like a kid. He looks like a child. He might be wearing the freshest garms, but that it's the backwards cat, man. It's the backwards cat. I can't get behind that. I think they know. I think he knows. Look at the deadness in his eyes, man. He smokes weed. This guy definitely smokes weed. And I think he knows. She's not even engaging in eye contact with him anymore. She's looking at him, but not. His eyes are dead, man. She's probably thinking, fuck this, get me off of here. She's saying no. And pay attention to this, right? Pay attention to this. Watch. She's prepared. She's prepared before he's even arranged his get-up. She's like, yep, come on, let me have an answer. Let me give an answer. Look at how prompt the answer is. I'm excited to say no. She's saying no. There we go. And he nods his head in acceptance, in understanding. Look at her turning around. She's not happy. She's like, what the hell? And I'm not even putting nobody down here. I'm just giving you the game. I'm giving you the game, all right? So that was just 46 seconds of game right there. We're coming up to 20 minutes on this video. If you want to experience the full experience, and we'll break this down even further, get on the Patreon. The link is down in the description. You know what to do. I will see you there. Yo, what's good? Everyday Superpower. This was initially uploaded to the Patreon, so if you're watching it on YouTube, some time must have passed, to be honest with you, if it ever gets there. But thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. We watched the first... Bro, we're breaking this down bit by bit. I'm showing you the intricacies of this game. 45 seconds of the video, 50 more strangers swiping each other. We're going to continue on in our journey of breaking down the body language of attraction and repulsion. So first and foremost, let's continue. We've just seen these guys say no to each other. Let's see what we can clock onto. Right. So have a look at the environment. This is fascinating. This is what we need to pay attention to, because we've just seen two people interact, and you have to pay attention. There's more than that. Look at the pressure they are under. Look at the amount of people behind them. Imagine the sensation and the stimulation these people are experiencing. This isn't just their natural meet someone casually and get to know them. We got camera people focusing on their every single movement. Let's go. Let's see who's next. Actually, let's have a look at the people in the queue. Let's start with the left, the men. Let's have a look at the men. So what you can see is a gentle swaying, and I'm sure we can see that in the women. I'm going to look at the women now. Okay, so a gentle swaying with the men, which we will see as I press play again. Gentle swaying. That's the release of nervous energy. They're excited. You know, when you're excited and you can't stop moving. Whereas with the women, from that screenshot alone, you can see that we've got women preening themselves, okay? Emphasizing on ensuring they look good. This woman in particular is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many people behind, but she's sorting her hair out. A couple people before, another woman is preening herself, ensuring she looks good. So when you see these behaviors when the woman is standing before you, that means she is wanting to look good for you. These women are just doing it in preparation for not only the person before them, but the cameras. Let's not be stupid, people. Look, preening. There you go. Right. Two people walk towards each other. He's looking down. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. That man's gone. That woman's saying no. That woman's saying no. He's walking down. He can't even look at her. He's looking at the floor. He's looking at the floor. He's looking at the floor. A little less of a height advantage than the last men have had. It's not the be all and end all, people, but you do want to be taller than the woman, generally speaking. It's just the way it is. Look at the world around you, right? I don't make the rules. He's a bit taller. Not enough, but, well, I say not enough. In comparison to the next men. Bruh, that ain't a problem to me. Like, as long as you're taller, you know what I mean? With high heels on, that's a problem. Now, he's wearing glasses. That glass, them frames and them lenses are going to act as an obstacle for her to connect eye contact with him. Whether she knows it or he knows it. He's going to think I'm seeing her through my eyes. She might think I'm seeing him through my eyes. But indirectly, unconsciously, there is an obstacle separating the two. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay? She's looking up, staring towards him. He's looking down at the floor. He's playing the woman's position right now. It's not good. It's not good. Right, they move in. He raises his hands. He looks. He's got a bit of a swag to him, a bit of a sway to him. He's got a lean to him. Right, they're in preparation. Once again, as we saw last time, she's the first one to raise her hands up. Her hands are up there, ready to go. And I don't want to see no woman rushing to get the answer when they're looking head to head with me. I want her to take her time. I want her to enjoy the experience. Look at his frames. And I'm not even hating, because I got plenty of frames like this throughout my life, right? His frames are wonky, disheveled. And let me give you some game. Attraction comes with symmetry. I got a symmetrical head, right? My facial features aren't symmetrical. If my facial features were more symmetrical, I would be perceived as more handsome, right? That's the way things go. His lenses are fucking everything up. Don't come onto the program talking about attraction when you've got wonky lenses. She indirectly is going to perceive him and his facial features as mutated. He's not a genetic marvel because he is not as handsome and symmetrical as the people who are advertised on the side of buses and on billboards. His glasses are amplifying that, right? Once again, she's first one to raise her hands up in the air. She got a smile on her face. That seems like a natural smile. Don't get me wrong. She's happy to be on. Her hair's looking nice. She's got her hair done for the program. He's come on with a hoodie, concealing himself, yeah? Cool, calm, casual, yeah, maybe, but it's a no. It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. And he's shook. He came on shook. I'm going to say he's going to say no as well. Because he's going to be scared to say yeah. He's going to be scared to put himself on the firing line. Right, he's locked on. Watch how she laughed there. What's all this about? So he put his hands up and then he locked on. Watch. Boom. He's done it. And now watch. Oh, fuck it. I missed it, but yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No and no and no and no. Yeah, they're walking off in a bit. Right, she moves on. She's obviously taking orders, okay, and now stop or whatever from the cameramen. So she looks over there. She's exposing her neck to one particular side. Pay attention to that. She's exposing her neck to the camera people. Exposing her sensuality, her submissive nature, right? She looks in. We haven't even seen the fella. What's this fella saying? She's not got an open mouth smile. It could be down to insecurity. You have to read the room. Who's this guy? Boom! Fresh guy, wearing a hat. They're all wearing hats. Hats are childish. Don't wear caps, man. It's a mask. It's a way of hiding yourself. Be yourself. Take the headwear off. I know I'm saying that wearing a balaclava, people, but nobody's perfect. All right? He rolls in. She's doing the same thing, like wearing her jacket halfway down her arms. I don't know if this is some sort of fashion statement. I don't see this in my day-to-day, but it's bizarre to me. Now have a look at her as she looks at him. I mean, we can't see much facial feature right now because of the distance, but it's almost as if she's got a head tilt looking at the guy like, what? I mean, let's be real. She's looking dead on. She's probably taller than him. She's got big boots on. She got sexy boots on, though. You probably can't see that with me blocking the screen. Hold on. There you go. She got some boots on, so she probably got a bit of height, maybe from a bit of a heel, a bit of a wedge on there. Learned that word the other day, all right, people? A bit of a wedge. But look at her, how she's looking at the guy right now. It's like, huh? He's looking at her. He's dressed like a boy as well. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with a t-shirt and jeans, but these caps are just... Take the caps off of your head, people, especially if you're going bald. If you got a bad hairline or you're going bald, the moment you take that hat off of your head, everybody's just like, oh, that's why he's wearing that hat. You know what I mean? It's bad. It's bad. Not wrong with a cap and all this and that, but you're going to look like a boy. I wear caps, but you're going to look like a boy. You're not going to look like a man. You're not going to look like a man. This guy don't look like a man. She's looking at him thinking, fuck this. She's saying no. She's saying no. She is saying no. Let's keep going. He stops. He's got the swag. He cracking a smile. He's got the fresh facial haircut. He's got the goatee going on. I got to give respect to my guy. The hair in front of the face, although maybe a style and may be influenced from whomever he is influenced by, but understand the concealment of the face, such as my balaclava, is a mask. And when you conceal yourself and cover yourself, people unconsciously assess and understand that due to the fact they have seen people cover up their faces since day one, and they associate it unconsciously with a myriad of different negative means, okay? She's smiling at him. She is so confident. Look at how she's just... She's not... don't get me wrong. She's not overweight. Well, depending on who you ask. To me, she's not overweight. But she's not the skinniest girl on the bill. And she's more than happy to open herself up and show herself off to the world. I appreciate and I love that, to be honest with you. I love a woman who can do that and expose herself to the world like that in such a frightening situation such as this, you know, where you're being cast judgment and whatnot. With that being said, she's saying no. He's cracking. You see how they're not rushing? I know there's a bit of editing here with the initial program, videographers and whatnot, but there's no rushing of bringing the hands up and whatnot, which is a good thing. They're enjoying each other's presence. He's looked down in submittance once again. These men are looking down more than the women. Don't do it, people. She's looking at him. She's obviously seeing him looking down in submittance. She's thinking, you're a bitch, you shouldn't have done that. And she's still going to say no. Him, on the other hand, I'm debating as to whether he might actually say yes, because he's having a great time. Okay. He looks back up. Now look at this. She's strong. Have a look at these two right now. And who do you think represents a masculine and who represents a feminine here? Look at that. Aren't we a beautiful species, man? Don't you think right now the masculine, or what should be the masculine, is representing the feminine, whereas the vice versa is being manifest through the actual woman? We didn't even have any preparation there. Hold on. I've not even been paying attention to the audio, in all honesty. But he said, yeah, now let's just have a look at the swing of the arms as this happens, yeah? He raises his hand upwards. Now this is, I'm giving you so much game, people. So the hand raises upwards. The wrist is exposed. That's submission. The hand exposes friendliness and submission. I am your friend. I am not an oppressive force. I am I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to lift you up. I'm not going to oppress you. I'm not going to dominate you. I'm going to submit to you. Whereas her, on the other hand, she's not exposing her wrists. She's completely concealed her wrists. She's playing the masculine. She says, nah. He says, yes, pick me. Boom. She uses both hands to accentuate and emphasize the no. And he sort of gives a light yes. I mean, if he was to proper swing with two hands, it might emphasize it anymore. But, bro, you're the first guy to get mugged off. That's life. It happens. I'm happy you put yourself in the firing line because none of these other men were doing that. So, actually, I could argue that you're more man than the person who was just, like, shook to do that. Put some respect on that. Now, let's see these two people walk back. Look at that. He looks down, and when he prepares to move, it's almost as if he's going to take flight and start sprinting. Look. Watch the energy of sprinting manifest. Bam! Look at him. He's going to walk off, but this free shot is symbolic of a man who's prepared to run. He's in a running, gestured position. She's looking at the camera. She's not smiling with complete honesty, but I'm sure she feels good that he said yeah and she said no. That's a burial. Get him off. Okay, so she can stay on. She didn't know that. A little bit awkward. She has to preen, so what you're seeing now is a woman in preparation to see what could be a potentially handsome man, or a woman in preparation to showcase herself furthermore. And in doing so, she wants to look her best. And in doing so, she prepares her hair. That's preening, okay? Boom. She looks up. Hands behind her back as she continues to expose herself. She's feeling even more confident before. Her arms were by her side. Now her arms are behind her back like Prince Charles, like the king. We got Sweetie Guy coming up. He's got his fade touched up for the do. He's like, I need to get myself to the best barber for a second. I'm going on the television, people. Or my generation's equivalent to the television. He rolls up. Strong eye contact. Put some respect on my man. Cracks a quick smile. Bada bing. Shrugs a little bit, which is a bit awkward. She is kind of nice at this position. Look at her forearms. They're actually coming out of the jumper right now. She is symbolically stripping. She is unconsciously stripping her clothes right now because they were up by her elbows from what I was aware not so long back. Now what she's doing, because she's taller than this guy, like the other guy was about, well, I'd say this guy's probably a bit shorter than the last guy, just by a smidge. So she's looking at him in eyesight. Now she's leaning back a little bit. So let's break this down. This is quite a good one. Genetically speaking, right? Genetically speaking, I'm going to say she's going to say no, like by default, just because it doesn't align with societal norms before seeing them interact. If it's purely based on looks and, first time attraction, just based on what you see in the world and the recognition of patterns, she's going to say no, right? And for the same reason, he's probably going to say no. because he doesn't want a woman who is taller than him, because generally speaking, a lot of men might feel insecure about that. Hey, I'm not speaking in regards to myself, but I'm speaking in regards to the next man. And I'm saying if this guy goes out with that woman, she might see a man who's taller than him. Or not that, because you can't help that. She might see a man who's taller than her, and now she feels feminine. And she thinks, my boyfriend never makes me feel this way naturally. That's a problem in a relationship, right? So she's slouching a little bit to sort of not be so overbearing. But in doing so, we've got a fantastic cluster happening here, which showcases the complexity of this non-verbal game. What is happening is that she is leaning backwards. I would say that was repulsion as opposed to attraction. She's leaning back. She's not leaning in. You lean in to kiss somebody. She is leaning away. Her head and her upper section is leaning away. Now, with that being said, what is happening with the arms behind the back and the lean is that she is actually putting her genital area towards him as a byproduct of that. Hey, it's open for interpretation. This is the game. They seem happy. They're both genuinely smiling, or at least she seems like she's... Well, I don't know, actually. I won't say she's genuinely smiling. Who knows? Let's keep going. Pay attention. Pay attention to the legs. Pay attention to the legs. Watch. Leans back. The leg comes out. Bing! Did you see that? She stepped back. She stepped back. She stepped back. She is escaping from him. Watch. He rolls in. He doesn't even get too close. Bing. In a bit. In a bit. Let me step back to get away from you. I want to get away from you. Abort mission. Goodbye. She's saying no. He's saying no. Most definitely. She's too big built for this guy. He's shook. He's shook. And she's escaping from him. She don't want him. Look at his hand gesture. So she's adamant, whereas he seems a little bit like he couldn't make it. What's he done with his arms there? So with the way he put his arms, it was like he was assessing her reaction. Because we saw that in the last video we watched, when a man sort of swung his way into it, like he was preparing to go the other way, but he caught on her reaction. Because it feels like there is some degree of micro-agreement between the two to ensure that, you know, no feelings are seriously hurt. Look at him. He's running off. He looks hurt. He looks like he's been shot in the leg right now. He's been hurt. He's been hurt right now. Her, on the other hand, you know, it's not an optimal result. He could have said yeah to her, but hey, she's winning. She kind of fit. I don't know what she'd look like without the eyelashes and the makeup. She still might look all right, to be honest with you. I like a bigger girl, me. I think she's all right. See you in a bit. Au revoir. Now, pay attention to this. We didn't see this before. She's got one sleeve all the way up to the top, and her other is completely down. So look at what she is showing him and how she maybe really feels in comparison to what she's showing the world and she's showing the cameras. Eh? They're off. He's got his head down. He feels bad about this. Walk off with pride, mate. Walk off with pride. Walk off with pride. Although you would be gutted, wouldn't you? If you went on a dating program like this and the woman ended up being like taller than you from the get-go, you'd be like, frick's sake, man. Anyway, let's keep on going. I'm going to leave that one there. If you are a member of the higher tier of Patreon, you'll see the next part of this clip. Other than that, I'm signing out, people. Peace. Okay. Everyday Superpower, the place where you learn about body language, non-verbal communication, game, relationships, everything in between. We're breaking down this video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, let me tell you that the place to be is the Patreon, where we're going in deeper depth and we are really showcasing everything you need to know about The Body Language of Attraction and Repulsion. The link is down in the description. But with that being said, we're watching the video 50 More Strangers Swipe on Each Other by Nectar, okay? We just watched these two. Let's keep going. Who have we got next? Boom. Mike, why are they all wearing hats? Right, so if you're just joining me and you're not watching from the past clips we've done based on this, I've been getting gassed up saying these grown men look like boys. They're all wearing caps, man. They're all wearing caps, man. They're all wearing caps, man. Take the caps off, all right? No cap, all right? That's something you should understand, right? So he's coming in. His hands are together. He's shook. Why is he walking in, pacifying himself like that? People, men out there, do not do this. Don't walk around with your arms crossed, with your hands clasped, rubbing your hands down, getting the sweat off of your hands, because that's what you're doing subconsciously. And whether or not you think she consciously is an awareness of that, subconsciously she is, man. She's got generations of ancestors who have hardwired this understanding into the brain as to which he doesn't even consider. So he's walking in, genuine smile, but he's not going the full way by cracking the teeth. We can see it's a genuine smile because the eyes look involved, right? He walks in, he looks down because he's a pussy. Okay, I'm telling you, don't look down. If you're breaking your eye contact, it's left to right. Don't look down. So he's holding his hands together because that is probably regressive of what a parental figure did when he was younger. So he's regressing into his childhood state here. He looks down to the floor because he's scared and he's submissive. He walks in. Let's see who this girl is, though. She might be Piff. Girl walks in, so he's first in there. What's he doing? Is he like waving high? So he's saying, I come in peace, I am of no harm. Here's my open palm. Hey, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Good height difference. He looks too soft. She's saying no. He looks too soft. He looks too soft. She's saying no. It's a definite. It's a definite. She walks in. He actually looks a little bit camp, to be honest with you. Now look at her shirt. We talked on the Patreon about long sleeves and how they are used. Let me get myself out of the way here. And how these long sleeves are used to conceal or expose the wrist. She's completely concealing her erogenous zone, i.e. her wrist. Once that's exposed, she will be showcasing sensuality, sexuality, and submissiveness, which is natural for her feminine nature in the face of an actual masculine man or masculine behavior or something that turns her on, where she wants to be possessed by that man. Her sleeves are so long that she would have to actually action that in communication for her to effectively, illustrate or engage in some degree of physical contact. Right now, they're rolled down all the way to her socks. It's not a good. It's not. She's saying no. Long story short, him on the other hand, he's soft. He'll be too scared to say yeah. He'll be too scared to say yeah. He's gonna say no as well. Okay. Good thing is she does lean in towards him at this point. She's not leaning away from him. I mean, when we get into the realm of anatomy, you could blame that on a hip tilt of such, which if you're in the gym regular and you squat regular and whatnot, in due time you'll understand what a pelvic tilt is. But she's looking up towards him. She's leaning into him. It's not a bad thing, but she's saying no. Okay. He looks over to the camera. Don't get me wrong, the camera people will be speaking to him to say, okay, you ready? But he's disconnected. He's looking at the camera people in desperation to say, get me out of here. She's still looking towards him. She could have done the same thing, but it's him who's just wanting to find a get out quick clause because he's shook. He got nice dimples on him. I wish I had dimples like the guy. You know what I mean? He's not a bad-looking fella, but his body language and his nonverbal communication explains exactly what's going on. She's looking up to him. Look at the face. Look at the face when he turns back to her. Look at her face. It's all happening in real time. You should absorb this information in real time. Watch, he looks to the side. She looks at him, assesses him. Watch when he turns back. Boom. The moment his head starts turning inwards to engage with her, her eyes close, go glazed, because she doesn't want to pay attention. She wants to shut out what she's seeing before him. Look at her mouth. Does that look like a happy, content, engaged, attracted person? Most definitely not. What we've got on his cap as well when we go into the world of symbology is the butterfly, which is symbolic of new life. Quite a feminine image, to be honest. You see a lot of butterfly tattoos upon women. I think the butterfly is beautifully, artistically speaking, vibrant, and a representation of new life. So if you wanted to get into that realm, a little bit of esoteric discussion there. But look at her face. That's self-explanatory. Look. And then she sort of side-eyes him back up. Look at her face, man. It's self-explanatory. He looks over to her. Look at his eyes. He looks sad. He's seen how she's looking at him, and now he looks sad. He looks like he's about to cry. Have you seen how much happens within moments of these engagements? It looks like he's about to break down and cry. She's closed her eyes, blocking him out. She looks back up in preparation. Here comes the hands. She's first one to put her hands up. What did he do with his hands there? Let me just catch this gesture with his fingers. I just seen something with his fingers there. This is interesting. He puts number 1 up. He puts his pointing finger up. Now, I don't really know what he's doing in doing this. You could argue that quite possibly he's indicating what direction he's going to be pointing. He's saying, I'm going this way. Boom. Because he's not going to go, here's my pointing finger, that way. Instead, he's going to go that way. He's already established the way he's going to be going, because he's not going to say, yeah, he looks like he's about to cry. He knows that she's not interested. She knows that she's not interested. Watch. Boom. No problem. No problem. She points in that direction. She actually covers herself up in doing so. Like, this is the most concealed she's been. Probably a little bit upset that he said no. She walks off. She doesn't look very satisfied. He still looks like he's going to cry. This guy's clearly soft. From the get-go, he looked like a soft guy. He needs to grow a beard, man. Let's keep going. All right, we might just blast fewer through here. Yep. Right, yep. Bruh, my guy thought he was sick. Yo, this one goes out to all the manlets out there. Oh, this goes out to all the black pillars who think height is everything. Height is more important than looks. Let's slow this one down. Look at these two. This guy's a Goliath of a man. This guy's a head turner. You see this guy in a public place, you'll be like, geez Louise, this guy's got a bit of height on him. He'll be the center of attention, because people automatically, do you know when people say, oh, when you're tall, all these girls check you out and stuff. All the men check you out as well. Quite simply, if you're the tallest person in the room, if you are like actually substantially tall, people look at you in a freak show-esque kind of way. Don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing, because if you are handsome, you've garnered their attention and attraction. Boom. You can switch that from the get-go. That's why tall people, it's a breeze if you're half decent looking. But look at him. He's got the fresh fade in. Oh, he might have a relatively fresh fade. I don't know if it's day one fresh. And she's like up to his middle chest. Yeah, she could wear him with pride walking down the street, but we've not seen the full turnout, which is unfortunate, because he's embarrassed himself. Look at his face. Yo, I get as excited about this and as blown away as this than you people do as you're watching this, man, because it's incredible to see how these people non-verbally express their true feelings. He's so confident. What can I say? I'm a legend. I'm a man. She's barefaced grinning at him, saying, I'm in love with you. He says, yeah, I got this in the bag. I'm a skyscraper, man. He says yes. She says no. She's looking at him like, gotcha. Gotcha, as Kanye said. Gotcha. And he is quite visibly expressing shock, surprise. His mouth has just dropped to the floor. What? That's some game right there. Yo, that one goes out to all the black pillars. That one goes out to all the manlets, man. Hey, height isn't everything. He slumps. She's literally cracking up. She's like, I can't believe this guy. I can't believe this guy. He looks stressed, annoyed, sad. If anything, he looks quite aggressive, I would say. He's looking at her like, you bitch. As she continues to laugh at him. This one is entertaining. This is a great scene right here. I like this one a lot. This is a great scene. She walks off. He turns around. He looks at the camera. Look at how he's looking at the camera. A glint of sadness in the eyes. And I'm not hating on these men. I'd be gutted. Don't get me wrong. I try to be understanding, but nobody wants to be rejected. Especially by such a beautiful woman. She's well presented. She looks half decent. But nah, a woman like this, half decent, well presented, tan skin, nice hair, pearly white teeth, fit in shape. She's got such a broad selection of men. It doesn't matter. She's nice with it. Oh, she's still on. So let's see if the next man is of substance for her. She prepares herself. Let's see what her go on. She's ready. She's waiting. Boom! Get back! Trey Songz. My man Trey Songz walking on. Cool, calm, collect. Tall, dark and handsome. Look at him. He's looking at the floor. He's looking at the floor from the get-go. Oh. My man's too handsome to be doing that. Look at them. He's well presented. My man's nice. But he's coming on to a weak start. Raises his head. Yo, you black pillars and you like people in the incel community who talk about looks maxing and stuff. They talk on well, not strictly incel community. I said more looks maxing, but I learned this from like, don't get me wrong, I'm not an incel people, but like that community of people is fascinating to me. And don't get me wrong, I like unfiltered people, and they speak on hunter eyes and prey eyes, right? This guy's not coming in like a hunter. The guy's handsome as hell. He came in looking like Trey Songz, to be honest with you, but the way he's looking over, he looks like prey. He looks like he's going to get eaten alive by the woman. He doesn't look like he's ready to do the eating. He walks on. He looks back down. Why is he looking down? Have you seen how small and tiny this person is? Would a man of his stature be scared of a woman like this? Why would he look down to the floor? Why is he frightened by this? Just because of that, she's saying no. He's saying no as well because he's too scared to say yeah. He's too scared to put his chin out there and go with it. They're both saying no. You see how easy that is? Watch. That will be the answer. Keep going. He looks up. He's still uncertain in his face. She's looking at him. Not going to comment. Let's keep going. Yeah, there we go. I think they understood that. He's looking round. He understood that. Her, on the other hand, she's had a good time. She's off. Look at this guy. This guy's sexy as hell. This guy's got the eyes matching the shirt. This guy's intention. Don't tell me this guy's not intentionally highlighted his eyes with his shirt. This guy's got the sexy eyes. He's got the lover boy Casanova haircut. He's got the stubble. But he's looking youthful at the same time. That's a powerful combination. She's looking down. She can't look him in the eyes. This is going to be a good one. I think this is going to be a flash by. They're just going to give you an answer in a second. But judging by this, but we don't know if the guy's a manlet because he looks relatively short in stature. He could be really short. But she's looking at the floor. She's not looking him in the eyes. He's got gorgeous eyes, darling. And that's a powerful tool on a game like this. Because that incites. And hey, I'm not going to go deep into this, people. I'm not going to go deep into this. But certain people from specific areas of the world do fetishize this genetic trait. I didn't make these rules, right? I think she's going to say yes. I think she's going to say yes. Whether he will, who cares? I think she's going to say yeah. She looks up. So she's looking up at him. So he might not be, he's taller than her, at least. Let's go for it. I'm going to take a risk and say she looks back down. She looks at him, looks back down. We can see his height. I like her. I think she's cute, to be honest with you. Player. Yo, we're going to continue on with this one. If you want to see more of this and watch me go into continued depth, click the link in the description. We're going to continue talking on the Patreon, all right? That's the real game. This is real life. This is real life. Attraction, repulsion. Let's keep going. Yo, Everyday Superpower signing in. This one is for the higher tier Patreon subscribers. One love. If it manages to get onto YouTube, then shout out to the YouTube heads. If you want to access all of the body language breakdowns where I teach you how to read women, let's be real, as well as your fellow man, we talk attraction and repulsion. Click the link down in the description. And with that being said, we've been watching this video entitled 50 More Strangers Swipe on Each Other. I'm showing you how this shit works, man. I swear to you. Let's keep on moving, yeah? Let me get these headphones back on. So we knew this was going to happen. She turns around. She's been rejected. He looks a little bit stone-hearted, to be honest with you. His reaction there, he's just staring on. To be fair with you, he might be a bit gutted. He might have think, oh, I wish I matched with her, to be honest with you. In hindsight, he might have just misplayed his hand. She turns around. She looks. She gorgeous. Let's be real. I think she's cute. She looks a bit dissatisfied. She's walking with a heavy soul. Look at his face. He looks off into the distance, glazed eyes there, as he thinks. Heavy. Clenched mouth. The lips disappear as he holds back the words his brains want him to say. He's actually quite upset about that. He should have said yeah. He should have said yeah, but he didn't want to. He should have just rated himself that he's on camera. He's on camera rejecting fit women. That's hard, that. He looks away. In doing so, he gets over it. He looks back. Look at him. Hollywood movie star. What a guy. What a guy. Yo, in a looks maxing sense, if this guy cut a little bit of weight, chiseled himself up a little bit, jeez. He's got the eyes matching the t-shirt. Don't tell me that's not intentional. He got dressed up by someone. Someone was just like, oh, darling, you've got to put the shirt on that matches your beautiful eyes, man. Look at this. He blows out as he's waiting the inside of his cheeks. That's pacifying behavior. So what that happens is when you see people do this, it is stimulating the nerve endings on the inside of the mouth and the cheeks. Real talk. That's what he's doing, because I think he's actually quite dissatisfied that he's let that woman go. Right, let's get back to it. She walks in. She looks up at him. Jeez. Look at the pair on her, man. We got strap lines and the lot. Couple of tattoos. She walks up. She looks down. Very nice. Very nice. She looks down in submittance. And let's keep on moving. Look at the pair on her. She looks back up. I don't know whether she's actually just got larger nostrils or if she's actually dilating the wings of her nose right now, which is like quite a fight and flight reaction. He looks back up. So he must have been looking down initially. She walked in, so they're both sort of matched with the downwards look. He looks at her. They put their hands up. Notice how he spreads his hands, whereas she is more direct and concentrated. That might be a territorial thing. That might be a masculine thing to take up more space in comparison to her more feminized approach. Yeah. His hands are symbolic of ambiguity, whereas hers are more concentrated and direct and emphasized. We haven't seen too much of this. I've not seen enough cues of attraction from her to say she's going to say yeah. So I'm going to say she's going to say no. And if you look at his body language, I think he's more or less verging on saying no already without even swinging his arms. If you look at him right now, it looks like he's already saying no. I think it's a no from both of them. It's a no from both of them. Yeah, no from both of them. She's giving that a swoop straight there. He's been very gentle with his approach because, yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you what he was thinking in his mind, but I think especially after he let that beautiful woman go, I don't think he was just going to jump into saying yeah with her, in all honesty. I don't think that would have worked out for him. Right? He's understanding. He turns around. Yeah, I think she's fine with it. Let's keep going. Right. These two walk into each other. Decent height. Not staring in lust at each other. She looks downwards. He isn't walking with optimized posture. You know, he's got a little bit of a slouch to him. Look at his neck to lower upper back. It's not great posturally. She's not looking at him. Now, don't get me wrong, being in submission by looking down isn't necessarily always a good thing, should I say, because you have to think, is she avoiding looking at the guy? Is her brain saying, I'm not interested, I'm not looking? As you walk down the street, some women won't make eye contact with you. Some women would rather stare at the floor than you. That doesn't mean that they are walking in submission. What that does mean is, yeah, they just don't want to look at you. They don't want to signal that they like you at all. I like ginger girls. I think she's all right. I love her top. Little bit of a bounce as she walks there. She walks in. She leaves her head ajar, which is like a sensualized, submissive act for a woman to expose the neck and to say, I want you to take control. Here is my neck. Don't get me wrong, she might be doing it for the cameras, but it looks like she's doing it to him. Half of it will be natural, right? She brushes her hair back. She looks up to greet him. Hello. Nice polite smile. No open teeth. She's got nice blue glaring eyes, which in contrast to her ginger hair is absolutely pristine. I'm a big fan of that. She looks at him. Closed lips smile still. Eyes somewhat void of emotion. Looks up. A little bit of excitement there, not going to lie to you. A tiny little bit of excitement.
Hi.
Okay, we got a little bit of a talk. Hi, she says. Right, accentuating femininity, exposure of the wrists, palms facing upwards as opposed to a pressing and downwards.
It's Keelan. I'm back from season 1.
Keelan.
Right, I don't know how much we're going to care about this stuff. Choco Queen says, Yusuf and Keelan were my Roman Empire. Both of them were so sincere, but at the same time kept the interaction light and fun. I envy this kind of dynamic so much. Who the hell are these two?
This whole time, if you were a fish,
I have rewatched the conversation between Yusuf and Keelan 10 times. I bet you haven't.
what fish would you be?
Have you ever seen those squids that are down in the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah, scary
And they're
ones.
like electric. The day after me.
Yeah, that was... Yo, let me tell you something, people. I said this at the start of this video. As far as these comments, I reckon so much of this is socially engineered and nonsense. I bet half of these comments don't even exist or they're manufactured by people who work in the team. You're saying you rewatched this conversation 10 times. They are so cute. And somebody says, they are my Roman Empire.
Have you ever
and
seen those
Yusuf and Keelan want what they have. Listen to the conversation.
squids that are down in the bottom of the ocean.
Those squids that are down in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, scary
they're
one.
Yeah, scary ones. He sound brain dead.
like electric.
The day after me and Yusuf met here on season 1, it didn't go obviously the way I would have hoped.
Why? Because you weren't attracted to each other. Why they're making it out like it was something massive?
Because of the timing and where we're at with life.
Bro, I don't even need to watch that last thing. Oh, people. I'm sorry, it's just the timing. You've caught me at a bad time. I don't want to be with you because you have caught me at a bad time. Stop lying.
But, yeah.
She laughs. That's called dupe as the lie. When you lie to someone and you laugh and you smile and so forth. Bill Gates does this a lot. He got a big, massive grin and smile on his face when he goes on television and talks about how, you know, the world is dying due to a particular strain of virus and whatnot. She bullshitting.
Yeah.
Caught me at a wrong time, so I thought I'd come back on this program afterwards and have a little bit more attention. I don't believe her. Right, here we go. This hunk here, and her. Bro, after that interaction, her talking about this, that, and the third, and people going on about, oh yeah, these two were meant to be. She's getting a no from me already. She's getting a no from me already. Don't play me like no fool. Don't play me like no fool. I got the energy. You're gone. Yeah, sayonara. Goodbye. She look at her face. Look, this is her back. She's had her time to shine. The producers have said, we're going to make something special out of you on this episode. Trust me, watch. She looks at him. She thinks, oh, I made that Yusuf guy lick my feet. He fell to his knees when he was before me. But it just wasn't the right time for me. Watch. He says no. Look at her face. Her eyes drag her off of the stage. Her body wasn't prepared to leave that stage. Her eyes left before she did. Her eyes had to be like, come on, it's time to get off. It's time to get off. Yo, shout out to my man. In a bit. Look at her. Oh. This girl comes with an energy I don't like. This girl comes with an energy I don't like. Nah. There's... That's a dangerous woman. That's a dangerous woman. Get her off. Right, here we go. Yo, you know what? This girl's coming on with a bit of an awkward posture. I find that cute already. She's not perfect. She's not perfect. Let's see what she's like. This guy got a fresh pair of Nikes on, got his specials on. She walking up. She got a small figure to her. She's got heels on, but she's small, petite. She's more ready for action because she's storming into that room. Him, on the other hand, he's quite behind. Let's see how far close he gets into her. Hello. Yes, get back. My man looks at the camera. He's ready. He's locked and loaded. Whoa. He had to pull himself together there. That was beyond just a look to the floor. That was a full, I need composure. I need to establish composure because I need it right now. Look. My guy needed to charge up for this engagement. It's a no from both of them. Yeah, it's a no from both of them. She's very powerful in that red. She's very powerful in that red. Yeah, see you later. Although, let's take it. She had a little bit of a stagger with her hands, though, to be fair. Yeah, I think she saw what he was doing before she really emphasized on what she was doing. There was potential there that she might have said, yeah. Just there was a 10% degree of uncertainty with, you know, the sway of that hand. She looks a little bit gutted leaving. Yeah, in a bit. Because he was quite a handsome fella. He had a unique appearance. I can see the ladies finding him quite handsome. Why the hell not? Right, let's keep moving. All right, we got... Ooh, this is an interesting character. I don't know whether he looks a bit nerdy or a bit cool, you know. And you could be cool and nerdy, but you know what I mean? Nerdy in like a negative sense. Perceived as that. He looks down to the floor. She rolls in. A little bit of a gothic hairstyle. I love girls with flat fringes like that, whatever hairstyle that's called. Right, she was ready from the get-go. She didn't want to hang about. She got them hens locked and loaded when he was like 5 miles away. He opens his mouth to oxygenate, to gain composure, breathing deep into that diaphragm there to solidify. This is an interesting one. Let's see if we get any facial expressions. Okay. I think it's a no and a no. I think it's a no and a no. I think there's nothing wrong with being too different, but I can't see any... I can't see any connection. Not necessarily purely through body language, but through identity. Let's go. No and no. No and no. Yeah, see you later in a bit. Lady couldn't wait to get out. She turned with the hands. She didn't just give the hands and then wait. She was like, send my whole body away. I'm off in a bit. Right, with that being said, I'll see you on the flip side, people. So we're going to continue on with this video, if not more. I'll continue breaking it down for you, show you how it is. We've just made an hour and 11 minutes out of 3 minutes worth of material here. This is the depth of the game, man. I'll see you on the flip side. Continue watching. If this has got onto YouTube, click like and subscribe to the Patreon down below. Peace.